So finally, it's time to write queries in Prometheus. So in Prometheus, we saw that before, that in order to see a metric, we can use just a metric name, and we can apply filters as well. The filter that we apply on the metric name is the filter matcher or filter selector. We saw this before. A query in Prometheus is very similar to a metric when we add a metric to Prometheus. So it always comes with metric name accompanied with optional filters. The filters are a set of labels. Every label is a key value pair, and they are separated by comma. Every comma that you put between two labels represents and. So when we say filter 1 comma filter 2, basically we are saying filter 1 and filter 2. Both are applied on the query. So we saw this query before. On the left side, you see the metric name. So Prometheus will return all the existing time series that their metric name matches this metric name. And then now we have also applied two filters. The first one is code is equal to 2. So you only get the time series where the metric name is Prometheus HTTP request total, where the code label is equal to 2, and then comma, which is and, job is equal to Prometheus. When you write the filter matcher or filter selector, you can use these operators. So you can use equal, which means that two values must be equal. For example, code equal to 2, we saw that. You can use not equal, exclamation and equal. This means not equal, so two values must not be equal. Equal and a wavy character, that means that value on the left side of the operator must match the regular expression that you provide on the right side. So this is for text and string matching. And this is the opposite. So if you want to say that I have a regular expression and the values must not match this regular expression, you use exclamation mark with that wavy character. So one example is that Prometheus HTTP request total metric code, which is the label key, equal, and then the wavy character means that we want to compare the value with a regular expression. 2 dot star means that 2, and then whatever comes after 2 doesn't matter. Make sure that you never use something like 2 dot. So when you write regular expression, make sure it never matches an empty string, because you may get random weird results from Prometheus. So always make sure you put that star in there if you want to ignore the rest of a string. So we can now go to Prometheus and test this. Now we are in Prometheus and we can test what we have learned. So for testing, you can use any metric that is available in Prometheus, so long as they return more than one row. For that, you can type P and then choose any of these. And if you only get one row, try another one. One that I just found is Prometheus HTTP response size byte bucket. That's the metric that is returned from Prometheus's internal exporter. So as you see, we have Prometheus HTTP response size bytes bucket. That's basically the metric name. Now, if we want to say we only want the ones that the value of handler is /static /star file path. That's just a value. So if I copy this value, we can test it with this. So I can go back to expression and say handler must be equal to this value. So we will see that we have all the metrics where handler is equal to this value, and the rest is also different in every row. However, because we didn't apply any filters, that's why we get them. Now, if I remove this file path, should we get something? No, because this equal sign is basically a strict equal. However, if I apply this, I still get nothing, but if I put a dot and star in here, then I get results. And that is because this dot star turns this expression to a regular expression. And as I said, dot star means that we don't care what comes after here. Now, if I want to say, for example, LE should be 1000, I can say, comma, LE must be 1000. And we get that one. Now let me delete this again. We do 1000. So this time we get an error, and that is why that happens, because the data type didn't match. The data type has to match. So that 1000 is a string, but if you write 1000 as a number, it's not going to implicitly convert it. It has to match. So we can go to next lecture and learn a bit more and then write more complex queries.